In this video, we are going to discuss how to prepare and crack CAT in 150 days. So अगर आपने अभी start किया preparation करने के लिए या आप prepare कर रहे थे over the last few months, we will look at some things that you need to keep in mind, how to build confidence, how to build focus, and so on and so forth when it comes to cracking the CAT over the next 150 days. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of questions that you have in your mind. So I'll remove these questions from your mind right at the beginning of this particular video. So the first thing, is it possible to get a 99th percentile if you are starting right now? Of course it is. If it would not have been possible, I would have not made this video, right? So definitely, yes, it is possible for you to get a 99th percentile. You just have to work a lot harder than you would have otherwise. बहुत ज़्यादा आपको effort लगाना पड़ेगा in terms of understanding the question types, solving a lot of questions, being confident throughout your journey, competing with people, taking a lot of mocks. तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं करने के लिए. But definitely it is possible. I have seen people who have started much later than July and have still managed to crack the CAT really well. So August, September, maybe I know people who have started preparing for the CAT जिन्होंने कभी भी aptitude test नहीं दिया था, but then these people ended up getting a 95-96 percentile at the CAT because of their profile. They ended up getting calls from IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Kozhikode and so on, and they ended up getting into an IIM. So ये सारी स्टोरीज हमने सुनी हुई है काफी ज्यादा एंड डेफिनेटली देखी हुई भी हैं. वी हैव गाइडेड पीपल टू गेट टू दैट 99 परसेंटाइल इन 5 months or under 5 months, and definitely it is possible for you to do it as well, just that it is going to take some effort. Now, the other question that a lot of you will have started preparing, should I take mocks after my syllabus is done? So one thing, although I have made some videos on CAT syllabus, there is no specified syllabus for the CAT, right? CAT के अंदर आपको कहीं से भी questions आ सकते हैं, कोई भी topic से questions आ सकते हैं. So if you are waiting for your syllabus to get over, your syllabus is not going to get over this year before November, and that will mean that you are not taking any mocks. So do not wait for the syllabus to be done. Mock taking should definitely be done at this point in time. So mock taking after the syllabus is absolutely not recommended. You will have to take it as we speak. And why do you do that? Because mock taking has two advantages. One, you will get to know the content. So every mock will introduce some new concept to you, some new question type to you, some new ways of solving a particular question to you. Also, mocks will train you to sit at one place for those 2 hours without getting distracted, without taking water breaks, and so on. And that will help you build focus, concentration, that will help you build stamina to face a 2-hour test. And that's why mock taking जो है उसको syllabus के बाद defer मत करो. Start taking mocks right now. Do not look at your scores and percentiles very seriously if you are a very beginner, an absolute beginner. तो उसको भी इतना seriously मत लो. But make sure that you are sitting at one place, बहुत ही disciplined तरीके से mocks दे रहे हो. वो वाला part आप consistently करोगे, you will definitely benefit. Third question, can I get into IIM A, B, C, LIK? Now the point is nobody knows, nobody will be able to tell you. I can say कि हाँ हो सकता है करके, कल को नहीं होगा तो what will you do, right? You ask 10 people, 9 people might confidently say कि हाँ possible है, कर लो and all those things, but it doesn't matter at this point in time. आपको MBA करना है, हाँ करना है. आपको एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का लीडर बनना है, बिल्कुल बनना है. आप उसके लिए कैट देना चाहते हो, डेफिनेटली देना चाहता हूं, या मैं डेफिनेटली देना चाहती हूँ, राइट? एंड that is basically the benchmark that you have, right? You haven't got a call from ABC LIK. Nobody is denying you a call from ABC LIK. In fact, जो इनका सिलेक्शन क्राइटेरिया होता है ना, शॉर्टलिस्टिंग क्राइटेरिया भी अभी तक बाहर नहीं आया है. सो ऑन व्हाट बेसिस कैन पीपल प्रॉमिस यू कि आपका होगा कि नहीं होगा इन ABC LIK? वो तो एक गैम्बल है ना, मतलब वहां पे मैं आपको बोल दूंगा कि हाँ हो जाएगा करके, एंड देन यू आर ब्लाइंडली ट्रस्टिंग माय जजमेंट, राइट? सो दैट डजंट मैटर एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम. If you want to get any confidence, definitely it is possible to get into an IIM with any profile, with any CAT score. Mixture of both will not work. But अगर आपका प्रोफाइल बहुत अच्छा है, थोड़ा एवरेज आपका CAT score आ जाता है, even if you are getting an early 90th percentile, तो भी आपको चांस है एक अच्छे IIM में एडमिशन मिलने का. Similarly, अगर आपकी प्रोफाइल बहुत खराब है बट आपका CAT score बहुत अच्छा है, you still have a chance of getting into a good IIM. So you have a chance of getting into an IIM. That does not change at all depending on my answer or depending on anything else. So make sure that you're preparing for the CAT. You solve the CAT as well as you would have. जितना स्कोर लेके आ सकते हो लेके आओ, एंड देन यू कैन ऑलवेज कंसिडर कि भाई मेरे को जो एडमिशन मिल रहा है मुझे लेना चाहिए कि नहीं लेना चाहिए. Another question that a lot of people have, how many hours should I prepare for every day if I am starting now? Now इसका अगेन कोई एब्सोल्यूट आंसर नहीं है, बट व्हाट आई जनरली थिंक इज यू हैव टू स्पेंड एटलीस्ट 1000 hours if you want to crack the CAT. And which will basically mean that अगर आपके पास 150 days है, and assuming that you do not have any background in terms of cracking aptitude tests, I would want you to spend 6 to 8 hours every day at least thinking about CAT preparation. Might not be doing CAT preparation, but at least ये सोच के चल लो कि आपको CAT के बारे में सोचना है. 6 to 8 hours every day. Should I look at past CAT papers? डेफिनेटली यस। आपको बेंचमार्क पता होना चाहिए कि कौन सा क्वेश्चन है वो कैट लेवल का है, कौन सा क्वेश्चन कैट लेवल का नहीं है। एग्जैक्टली आप बराबर सही डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हो या नहीं जा रहे हो। टू अंडरस्टैंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स यू हैव टू गो थ्रू पास्ट ईयर कैट पेपर्स। नाउ एट द डेली ड्रिल दैट वी डू एवरी डे, we are solving a lot of these past CAT questions or CAT level questions, and so you are welcome to join us every evening at 8 p.m. To go through this daily drill that we are running right now. Also, what is a safe percentility CAT? Now, again, this is a question which is very difficult to answer, right? There is no safe percentility CAT. I know people who have got 99.8, 99.85 percentile and have still not got a call from any of the older IIMs. A, B, C, LIK में से बिल्कुल कॉल नहीं आया. ऐसे भी होता है. I know 100 percentilers who have not got calls from IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Calcutta and so on. So ये सारी चीजें होती हैं. So there is no safe percentile that exists. The safest percentile is the highest percentile that you can get. तो अगर आपको 96 percentile already मिल चुके हैं at a test, let's say for example at the end of 1 hour 40 minutes, you figure out कि यार मेरे को 96 percentile तो मिल रहा है, and that is good enough for me to get a call from some college. तो मैं क्या करूंगा? Will I stop solving questions and will I just let the timer run for 20 minutes? I will not do that, right? I will want to maximize my score. तो हमेशा स्कोर मैक्सिमाइज करने की सोचना. नेवर बी कॉन्टेंट विद वट एवर स्कोर यू वुड हैव गॉट एट एनी मॉक. अगर आपको मॉक में रैंक 1 भी आता है ना, ट्राई टू गेट दोस एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स, ट्राई टू गेट 100% मार्क्स. तो कहीं पे भी आपकी जर्नी खत्म नहीं होगी, राइट? सो सेफ परसेंटाइल कुछ भी नहीं है. इफ यू वांट अ बेंचमार्क, आई कैन गिव यू अ बेंचमार्क. इन मोस्ट केसेस विद अ वेरी गुड प्रोफाइल टू गेट इनटू द ओल्डर एप्स, आपको 98 या 99 परसेंटाइल बेयर मिनिमम लगेंगे विद अ वेरी गुड प्रोफाइल, माइंड यू. अगर आपकी प्रोफाइल एवरेजिश है, then this number will keep on going up till 99.5, 99.6, 99.7 and so on. अगर आपकी प्रोफाइल बहुत ही ज्यादा अच्छी है या फिर आप सेकेंड जनरेशन एम्स के लिए टारगेट कर रहे हो, तो अराउंड 96 परसेंटाइल, 97 परसेंटाइल फॉर जनरल कैटेगरी कैंडिडेट्स इज गुड इनफ. अगर आप थर्ड जनरेशन एम्स वगैरह के लिए सोच रहे हो, तो एनीथिंग इन द अर्ली टू मिड 90s इज गोइंग टू बी गुड इनफ. तो वहां पे भी अगर 94, 95 परसेंटाइल तक अगर आप एम करोगे, यू विल हैव अ डिसेंट चांस ऑफ गेटिंग इनटू दीस कॉलेजेस एज वेल. तो ये बेंचमार्क्स होते हैं. इट डजंट मैटर, जस्ट मैक्सिमाइज व्हाटएवर यू कैन मैनेज एंड यू शुड बी फाइन. Now in terms of the CAT overview, I have already covered this in the 6 months to CAT video. तो वो अगर नहीं देखा तो उसमें देख लीजिए. मैंने पूरा का पूरा डिटेल्ड मंथ वाइज प्लान वहां पे दिया हुआ है. So CAT के अंदर I just run through the pattern of the CAT. CAT has 3 sections to be solved in 120 minutes and you get 40 minutes to solve each question. Each section rather. हर एक सेक्शन जो होता है वो प्री डिफाइंड ऑर्डर में आपको प्रेजेंट किया जाता है. So the first section that you will be getting is the verbal ability and the reading comprehension section, which will go on for 40 minutes and which will have 24 questions. Once your 40 minutes run out, your second section will start automatically, which is the data interpretation and logical reasoning section, DILR section जो बोलते हैं. उसके अंदर there are 20 questions that are there in the form of 4 sets in most scenarios, 5 questions per set. The third section that you have is the maths section or the quantitative ability section, which comprises of 22 questions. अगर आपका कोई भी सेक्शन जल्दी खत्म हो जाता है, आप वो टाइम दूसरे सेक्शन में यूज नहीं कर सकते. अगर आप कोई एक सेक्शन में हो और आपको रियलाइज होता है कि ओ आई हैव मेड सम मिस्टेक इन द प्रीवियस सेक्शन, यू कैन नॉट गो बैक टू द प्रीवियस सेक्शन एंड चेंज योर आंसर. सो इट इज बेसिकली 3 different tests that are conducted one after the other. In terms of the marking scheme, every correct answer will fetch you 3 marks. Whereas there are 2 types of questions that exist. The first type is MCQs, which mean multiple choice questions, जहां पे हर एक क्वेश्चन के लिए आपके पास 4 ऑप्शंस होंगे. 4 options is what you will have, out of which exactly 1 option is going to be the correct answer. Now, if you choose the correct answer in that case, you get +3. If you choose the wrong option, you are going to get a penalty of -1. There are other type of questions. Typically 1/4 of the test comprises of theta questions. Theta questions meaning type in the answer. अब ये questions में क्या होता है, ये questions के अंदर कोई भी options नहीं होते. So if your answer is let's say 265, you will have to just click 265 on that numerical keypad that would have been given to you and you have to save your answer. That's it. तो आपके पास कोई options नहीं है to verify whether you are right or not. And because of that, for every correct theta question that you answer, you are going to get +3, and for every theta that you get wrong, you are not going to get any negative marks. So +3 0 होता है markings. Also, there is an on-screen calculator that becomes live when you are solving the DILR section and the quant section. तो उसको use करके आप अपना calculator थोड़ा easily कर सकते हो, calculations थोड़ा easily कर सकते हो. Now, in terms of what is the syllabus, what are the cutoffs, what are the topics, I have made 3 separate videos for each of the sections. So quant, DILR and VARC तीनों के videos live हैं on the channel. You can have a look at all these videos. इसमें मैंने काफी डिटेल तरीके से सारे क्वेश्चन टाइप्स, सिलेबस, कट ऑफ, हिस्टोरिकली क्या हुआ था, ये सारी चीजें यहाँ पे मैंने शेयर की हुई है. सो हैव अ लुक एट दीज वीडियोस. आई एम श्योर दे विल एड अ लॉट ऑफ वैल्यू टू योर प्रिपरेशन, बिकॉज इन वीडियोस के बाद यू वुड हैव नोन अ लॉट मोर अबाउट कैट देन व्हाट यू डिड अर्लियर. Now in terms of the prep schedule that you should have, तो एक monthly prep schedule आपके पास होना चाहिए जो आप अभी बनाओगे for the entire month of July, and you should have a daily prep schedule that you will again divide these things into. तो एक मैंने एक सैंपल प्रेप शेड्यूल यहाँ पे डाला हुआ है. लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल जुलाई के अंदर मैं 4 वीक्स को टारगेट कर रहा हूँ. तो वीक 1, वीक 2, वीक 3, वीक 4, द वीक स्टार्ट्स ऑन अ मंडे एंड इट गोज ऑन टिल द नेक्स्ट संडे. अगर ये है तो मैं क्या करूंगा, उस वीक के अंदर मैं अपने कुछ टारगेट्स रखूंगा. What targets will I keep? So in terms of week 1, I'll focus extensively on jumbled paragraphs and reading comprehension passages. I'll also focus on set theory from DLR and I'll try to improve in terms of set theory. तो 2 फैक्टर वेन डायग्राम, 3 फैक्टर वेन डायग्राम, जो भी आपके डिमॉर्गन का रूल जो है या जो भी आपको करना है, मैक्सिमा मिनिमा वाले क्वेश्चंस, एवरीथिंग गेट्स कवर्ड इन सेट थियरी. क्यूए के अंदर मैं सिर्फ एवरेजेस पे फोकस करूंगा इन दिस पर्टिकुलर वीक, एंड इन दिस वीक आई एम गोइंग टू टेक 1 मॉक. सो दिस बेसिकली बिकम्स माय वीकली शेड्यूल. ये मैं 4 बार रेप्लिकेट करूंगा. आई वुड हैव प्लान फॉर द एंटायर मंथ. It is almost mandatory for you to have this kind of a schedule on a monthly basis, because you should know कि मैं अभी कहाँ पे हूँ और मैं कहाँ पे मुझे जाना है करके. यहाँ पे most things that I have mentioned here are the ones that involve a lot of solving questions, because I am assuming that most of you would have been done with most of the content that exists. अगर नहीं हुआ है content पूरा का पूरा खत्म, so make sure that you are finishing it off by the end of August. तो वो पकड़ के चल लेगा. Now in terms of the weekly split that you are doing, तो first line remains as it is. आपको PJ करना है, RC करना है, set theory करना है, averages करना है in 1 week. What do you do? ये to do list बनाना है. To do list के अंदर आपके पास 20 jumbled paragraphs होंगे, 10 RCs होंगे. So what you can do is on your phone as well, there are a lot of to do lists that are available. तो आपको बहुत सारे रेडियो बटन्स मिलेंगे. So you can say PJ1, PJ2, PJ3, PJ4 ऐसे करके पूरा का पूरा PJ20 तक लिख लेना. RC1, RC2, RC3 करके 10 RCs तक लिख लेना. Whenever you are solving an RC, just click on that thing so that it basically gets cleared out and you say that, okay, I have done this particular thing that I was supposed to do. And that is basically how you will build confidence. You will know that, okay, I have reached the day of Thursday now. I am done with half the week. Am I done through half of my to-do list? If not, then I will have to put in slightly more effort. Yeah, but if you know that you are going to prepare more on Saturdays and Sundays, you can afford to go a bit slow during the week, and then you can increase your pace from Friday till Monday. So that is something that you can. Similarly, in terms of set theory, let's say I want to do 10 sets on set theory plus concepts in this particular week, and then I will be able to say confidently that my set theory is more or less managed. Then 100 questions on averages. I'll solve the entire book that I had got, जहाँ पे जो भी average questions है, all the questions across levels of difficulty I will solve. या फिर अगर मेरे institute का material है, I will solve the entire institute material that had averages in it. But 100 questions is what I have targeted. तो उसको आप 10 के blocks पे divide कर सकते हो. As soon as you're done with 10 questions, just say that you are done with that particular item in your to-do list. तो वैसे करके you can plan the way in which you are preparing on a weekly basis. Also, every week you have to take a mock. You have to analyze it thoroughly. If you just take the mock and don't analyze the mock, ज़्यादा फायदा नहीं होगा. You will always end up being at the same place, and it will be very difficult for you to plan ahead in terms of कहाँ पे कुछ चीजें मिसिंग है जिनको आपको कवर करना है. So how to analyze a mock? I had prepared a nice video on this, a very detailed, extensive video on how to analyze a mock, and it also has a nice sheet that you can use to maintain a track of what exactly did you do in a particular mock. तो वो sheet भी उसके अंदर है. What you can do is you can just go through this video. वहाँ पे मैंने sheet की link भी दी हुई है. Have a look at it, analyze your mocks thoroughly, and I'm sure you will do well with each passing mock. तो ये काम हमको करना है. Also, in terms of the content that I had mentioned earlier, Daily Drills is an initiative that we are running on this particular channel. So every day from Monday to Friday, we float a test which is free for all of you. आप उस test को दे सकते हो, and in the evening 8 p.m. onwards, we discuss the solution to that particular test. So I'll come live every day at 8 p.m. and we have some nice fruitful discussion from 8 p.m. onwards on that particular test. So कुछ concept भी cover होंगे, कुछ alternative ways cover होंगे to solve this particular questions, and we will get detailed solutions to each of these questions that existed. Now, in terms of your mindset in July is critical to your chances of cracking the CAT. So the first thing is, if you have been preparing, you have to continue the good work. You can't really say that नहीं जुलाई आ गया, मेरे को कोई रिजल्ट दिख नहीं रहा है, I'm getting slightly desperate in terms of where I am and where I should be, and that's why I need to change my strategy completely. I need to skip CAT altogether. I need to leave my job. So all these things will keep on coming in your mind. You have to get rid of all these thoughts and keep on continuing the good work that you have been putting in all along. तो वो बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. नाउ योर रिजल्ट्स विल स्टार्ट टू शो. सो अभी अगर आप क्विट करोगे ना, आपको वो रिजल्ट देखने ही नहीं मिलेंगे. So for those of you who have been preparing for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you will start seeing tangible results now. Mock season start हो जाएगा. You will see your percentiles increase. You will see yourself being able to solve a lot of questions and so on. And वहां पे you will get confidence. अगर वो वाला step आप skip करोगे ना, then you are going to land up in some trouble. So make sure that you are showing up every day throughout the month of July. Also, cover all basic concepts across all the areas by the end of the month. So people who have started preparing from the month of February, March or April, you have to finish off all your concepts by the end of this month. July 31st is the last date when you are going to go through a concept. That is something you have to promise yourself. Also, don't get discouraged by your mock scores. See, some of you will score very well at the mocks, some of you might score poorly at the mocks. And that is basically going to happen because you have not been used to solving questions under the presence of a timer. And because मैं टाइमर के अंदर मॉक सॉल्व नहीं कर रहा हूँ, देयर विल ऑलवेज बी दिस वरी, अगर मेरा गलती होगा तो क्या होगा, अगर मैं फेल हो जाऊँ तो क्या होगा, अगर मेरे को कम स्कोर मिला तो क्या होगा. सो यू विल ऑलवेज हैव दैट फियर ऑफ फेलियर. नाउ डोंट फीड दैट फियर ऑफ फेलियर बाय abstaining from taking mocks, right? वो बिल्कुल आंसर नहीं है उस प्रॉब्लम का. You have to go through your mocks, you have to answer them to the best of your ability and then learn from each mock. अगर आप लर्न कर रहे हो हर मॉक के अंदर, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. आई एम श्योर यू आर going to do a good job when it comes to your mocks. एंड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर द बिगर पिक्चर. आपको एमबीए करना है फ्रॉम अ टॉप बी स्कूल. आपको एक लीडरशिप रोल चाहिए इन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड दैट्स बेसिकली हाउ यू वांट टू प्रोग्रेस योर करियर फॉरवर्ड. यू आर नॉट हियर टू गेट 99 परसेंटाइल इन अ मॉक टेस्ट. वो बहुत ही छोटा सा गोल है. डोंट थिंक अबाउट दैट. थिंक ऑफ द लार्जर गोल एंड if needed, do some course correction, which means that look at other tests, look at other colleges. ये सारी चीजें करते रहना. But remember the bigger picture. You want to become a leader at an organization or start your own organization, and you want to do your MBA from the best college that you can get. And for someone who is just starting with your CAT preparation, you have to focus on concept building. तो बिना कॉन्सेप्ट्स के आप अगर सीधा सीधा टेस्ट देना स्टार्ट करोगे, चांसेस आर वेरी हाई कि आपको बहुत ज्यादा उसमें रिजल्ट दिखाई नहीं देगा एंड योर प्रिपरेशन विल कोलैप्स इन दिस मंथ इटसेल्फ. तो वो मत होने देना. मेक श्योर कि आप कॉन्सेप्ट से बहुत ज्यादा फोकस कर रहे हो, आप बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट सारे देख रहे हो. सो फ्रॉम दोस वीडियोस दैट आई हैव मेंशन्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ द सिलेबस वीडियोस, वो सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स आप देख लेना एक बार एंड यू विल गेट अ गुड अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ व्हाट ऑल कॉन्सेप्ट्स यू नीड टू बी वेरी गुड एट. Also finish off all the concepts by the end of August. तो आपके लिए एक मंथ में एक्स्ट्रा दे रहा हूं because you have just started preparing for the test. But make sure कि जुलाई एंड अगस्त में दोनों मंथ्स में मिला के you are done with all of your concepts. Also start taking a mock every 15 days. So instead of 4 mocks in this particular month, what you can do is you can go for 2 or 3 mocks in this particular month. So take a mock maybe on the 10th of July, take another mock maybe on the 25th of July, and if you want, you can take another mock at the beginning of August as well. But make sure that you have started taking mocks right away. Also don't get overwhelmed. अरे बहुत सारा पढ़ाई करना है, इतने सारे concepts हैं, everyone around me is doing very well. Don't get bogged down by these kind of things. Don't get overwhelmed with the amount of effort that needs to be put in, and you should be fine. If you get worried with each passing day, then you are never going to be able to justify your potential. Everybody started as a beginner. Even the most advanced problem solvers started as a beginner at some point in time. You are basically at that point. And वहां से improve करना is not very difficult. As I mentioned earlier as well, people have cracked CAT in 5-6 months. So you are definitely on. कुछ issue नहीं है. हो सकता है if you just stick to your preparation. Now in terms of how to maintain focus for all of you, I'm sure ये भी थोड़ा distraction चालू हो जाएगा because a lot of you will be joining your colleges back. बहुत सारे लोगों के सब classes start हो जाएंगे, final year में लोग होंगे, job के अंदर there might be the first quarter is done, now there might be some other situation that might be happening. So all those funny things will start happening now. By the end of this month, the CAT notification will be out and everybody will start talking about 99 percentile, 100 percentile and so on and so forth. So it's very easy for you to get distracted, feel sad, feel happy, feel overconfident, feel underconfident. All those things are going to happen. So you should maintain your focus. तो कैसे मेंटेन करेंगे फोकस? फर्स्ट थिंग यू हैव टू सेट क्लियर गोल्स एंड एस्पिरेशंस. मेरे को एमबीए करना है, यही मेरा गोल है. अब कोई आके बोलेगा कि अरे 60% पे तो IIM अहमदाबाद कॉल भी नहीं देता, तुम क्यों एमबीए के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो? यू हैव टू सिंपली टेल दैट पर्सन दैट आई वांट टू डू एन एमबीए It's not necessary that I want to do it from IIM Ahmedabad and so on. या फिर उनको मत भी बताओ, but अपने लिए आप समझ लो, right? Don't get bogged down by others' expectations of you. Just make sure that your expectations are realistic. You know what is true, what is false, what is possible, what is improbable, all those things you know, and only then you convince, and only then you will be able to convince yourself to continue preparing. Otherwise you will always, कोई भी आके कुछ भी बोल देगा, आप मान जाओ, right? And then you will always be fighting that particular battle instead of focusing on your preparation. सेकेंड थिंग, नो योर वाई एमबीए. अभी भी वाई एमबीए बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. अंडरस्टैंड वाई डू यू वांट टू गो फॉर एन एमबीए. जितना बेटर आपका रीजन होगा, जितना स्ट्रॉन्ग आपका रीजन होगा, उतना ही आपको मोटिवेशन मिलेगा, स्पेशली व्हेन द चिप्स आर डाउन, राइट? द फर्स्ट थिंग, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड वाई डू यू वांट टू गो फॉर एन एमबीए. Also create a schedule. If you do not create a schedule and start preparing randomly, you might end up in trouble. So जो मैंने weekly and daily timetable दिया हुआ है, make sure, और monthly and weekly timetable दिया हुआ है, make sure that you are doing something in writing. Promise yourself that I am going to do this, and then I'll call myself a success for that particular week. सारे distractions हटा दो. Now is not really the time to go on trips, go on लॉन्ग पिकनिक्स, हफ्ता 2 हफ्ता निकाल के चले गए, कुछ वेडिंग है, कुछ भी है, राइट? सो डोंट रियली गेट डिस्ट्रैक्टेड एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम. 150 days left for the cat. Make sure that you're making the most use of each and every day. You can always enjoy a bit later, बट अभी के लिए अगर यहाँ पे थोड़ा टाइम पास कर लोगे या फिर आपकी प्रिपरेशन अच्छी नहीं जा रही है करके आप डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो गए, यू माइट एंड अप इन बिग ट्रबल. रिवॉर्ड योरसेल्फ फॉर योर अचीवमेंट्स. सिर्फ अपने अचीवमेंट्स करते रहना और अपनी बॉडी को, अपने ब्रेन को पनिश करते रहना whenever it doesn't do work as per your expectation is not going to help. You have to reward yourself as well. So keep a benchmark. अगर आपका पूरे वीक का एक टाइम टेबल सारे के सारे आपके टू डू लिस्ट में चीजें चली जाती हैं या फिर 90% चीजें अचीव हो जाती है, लेट्स से, then reward yourself, right? You can go out, watch a movie, do some time pass with your friends, go out for maybe a day or something, and then come back fresh, rejuvenated, and start with the preparation. ठीक है? प्रैक्टिस माइंडफुलनेस. माइंडफुलनेस मतलब यू शुड talk to yourself, you should know what your parts are trying to tell you, you should know what exactly is going on, कैसे खुद को मतलब कॉन्फिडेंस देना है, कैसे खुद को रिवाइव करना है if you are down in the dumps and all. तो ये सब चीजें बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. You should know what's going on in your mind. So mindfulness is very important. If you want, I can make a video on mindfulness, meditation, and all those things that you can do to relax and rejuvenate and establish better conversations with yourself. So let me know in the comment section if you want something on that front. ठीक है? And last bit, do active learning. Passive learning क्या होता है? मैं सिखा रहा हूं, आप समझ रहे हो, end of the story. But active learning क्या होता है? I am teaching you, you are interacting with me, you are interacting with your friends, you are competing in an environment, and then you are improving. So वो एक्टिव लर्निंग जो होगी ना, वो आपको इंप्रूव करने में ज्यादा काम आएगी, इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट पैसिवली लिसनिंग टू पीपल टेलिंग यू थिंग्स, राइट? तो ये कोई कथा नहीं है जो कोई आपको बैठ के सुनाएगा. यू कीप ऑन लिसनिंग टू दोस थिंग्स एंड फील दैट ओके आई एम लर्निंग अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. You will not learn till the time you are actually implementing whatever you have learned. So one thing that I generally advise people who are very underconfident is to teach others what they have learned, right? And what you can do is you can let me know as well. If you want to teach a concept, I can give you a platform, and we can do something in that regard as well. तो वैसे कुछ चीजें भी कर सकते हैं, but make sure that you have a group of friends who is preparing for the CAT, and वहां पे you can maybe pick up a topic and try to explain it to people. क्योंकि whenever you're explaining to someone ना, आपको वो समझना बहुत जरूरी हो जाता है. And the better you learn, the better you'll be able to implement and teach and propagate knowledge as well. So make sure that you are doing these things actively. And if you have liked this video, do consider giving us a thumbs up. If you have liked some specific part of the video or you have some specific comment about something, do put it in the comment section below and we'll be more than happy to interact with you. If you like this particular channel, do subscribe to this channel and stay subscribed to this particular channel. And if you think that it will be beneficial to any of your friends or any other aspirants who are preparing for the CAT, do share it with those people as well. The larger the community that we have, the more fun we will have interacting with each other and the better will be our learning. So on that note, I'll close this particular video. I'll see you again in the next video. Till then, keep preparing and wish you all the best with your CAT preparation.